Just monkeying around, you know?
The sheetbend. The sheetbend is a useful knot when you need to take a piece of cordage and make it longer. It allows you to securely join two pieces of cordage together, and if you do it correctly, it can also be easy to untie when you need. So let's take a look at how this knot is tied and some simple variants. In this example, we're going to be using two different types of cordage of different hands. There are different feels in the hand, as well as different diameters. If we're joining two ropes together, and they're of different sizes, we take the larger of the two and we form a bight. So now we have a bight. The smaller diameter of the two is brought in and is passed up through the loop. We will pass it underneath so it completely wraps, and then we'll pick up the little stirrup that goes over the top, and we will pass the smaller underneath itself. And now when we pull tight, we get a quick join of two pieces of cordage. Now, if the conditions are wet, your cordage is unusually slippery, or the diameter between the two pieces of cordage is unusually large, the difference between them is unusually large, we often do what's called a double sheet bend, where we take and we pass the working end under a second time. We pull tight and it's nice and secure. Now this knot is best when kept under tension. If I let go, you'll see that there's some slippage there. If we can get it very, very tight, it'll hold for quite a while. But if it's repeatedly loaded and unloaded, you could have a failure. If you wanted to make this into a quick release knot, once again, on our initial pass through, we pass a bight rather than the working end. Let's do that now. So here we are. We create that little saddle that we're going to pass through, and we pass a bight through the loop and tighten. And when it's time to go, we just pull on the working end and the whole knot releases. The sheet bend, a useful knot for joining two pieces of cordage. Another application for the sheet bend is to actually join a piece of cordage to a piece of sheet or cloth. In this case, I'm going to use my bandana. I will create a bight in the piece of bandana, and then I'll pass my cordage up through the loop, pull it around underneath, and pass it underneath the stirrup. Now when I tighten, I've created the secure binding between a piece of cordage and a piece of cloth. So imagine if you're using a tarp, the corner grommet rips out, or the tie-out point, you can quickly take your tarp, create a bight in the corner, and create a sheet bend. Another variation of the sheet bend is the layback or tucked back sheet bend. We begin the same way by creating a bight in the line. In a normal sheet bend, we would lift the stirrup and pass under. In this case, we're going to wrap around our working end, tuck underneath, and pull back through. As we guide this towards tightening, you'll see it still binds tightly, but the entire knot is much more streamlined. You don't have a little nubbin of rope or line sticking out the side. Less likely to get hung up in certain applications. The layback or tucked back sheet bend.